Boom, 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 chicka whack, chicka whack, chicka whack, chicka boom, 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 boom. Love morning. Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. I am John Halcyon Stin. This is a glorious January day. Today, I am gathered here with you for a live and archived encapsulating and gathering of gratitude and connection, a opportunity for us to remember that we're not alone in this world. Remember that we are a part of a massive army of love warriors and love ambassadors. And just knowing that, I think, can make it easier to access the courage to be kind in the world, to be the one who bravely extends the olive branch of connection and says, "Good morning," waves to a neighbor, says hello and thank you, and love those shoes. See what else happens as you start to just embrace the connection between us fellow humans. And anytime somebody says something to you like that, notice what that feels like. Good morning, Delmer. Good morning, Gerbot. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Razorblade. Thank you for reminding me it's Friday, Gearbot and Dowgirl. Good morning. It is Friday, is it not? Ooh, my world is I I'm very loosely connected to a schedule right now. I'm in a patient mode, trying not to get future tripping about when I'm going to be free from pain and just trying to do whatever I can to minimize my discomfort. It is quite a journey. I'm so grateful in my list of gratitude for friendship and connection. I had Lisa and I had a friends over, a couple, Tasha and Eric, who I've known Eric for 30 plus years, and it was so wonderful to share and connect and recognize how many places, even though our lives have been very different, but so similar, so many similar parallels, and I think that is just it's so rich to compare your journeys with people, to share your awarenesses when you come from a place of openness and curiosity. And that's something that I think that we discussed last night. I think we did discuss last night, and I think that we discuss here is that, when you have as you grow in your awareness, as you gain wisdom, you recognize that the mind is flawed. You recognize that perspectives are limited, and you recognize that opinions are often secondhand, third hand, fourth hand, and perspectives are just uncertain. And so there's this unknowing that you must embrace if you are to be open to what this universe, this world, this planet has to offer, and to be accepting, to be able to see it with eyes of awe and wonder and respect. If you get too attached to your opinions, if you get too convinced that your way is the right way, your opinion is the right thing, your side is the right side, then you are forced into a duality. You're forced into a good bad. You're forced into judgment. And so I think part of the quest of our lives, part of the spiritual journey, part of the path of a love ambassador is how can we reduce judgment and increase love? How can we reduce the us them and increase love? And that is the journey of the rest of our lives. So thank you for joining me. Welcome. I am John Halcyon Stin. We do this daily. It is a practice of gratitude and connection. If you'd like to join me in person, we're going to have a live Love Ambassador meetup in San Diego in a week and a half, January 13th. You can learn more at my link, which is in my bio, or at johnstin.com. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Merkaba Medicine. Good morning. Good morning, Michelle and Natasha. Natasha says, "We made it till Friday." We did. Um, Today is the 5th. Tomorrow is First Saturdays. I'm feeling a little pink in the camera today. Uh, First Saturdays, if you are in San Diego and would like to join me, it is a monthly outing to connect and share and practice being a love ambassador with people in our community that have fewer items of possession. They might be experiencing homelessness, they might be in shelters, and so we offer a shopping experience with donated clothes, we offer food and care packs and fellowship. Fellowship was a word used last night, or t by Tasha in her appreciation of our dinner last night. She mentioned the word fellowship, and I'm like, I'm like, "Fellowship, that's a word that I have not been using, that that is now part of this. We are practicing fellowship." Does that word resonate with you guys? Yes, good morning. I was just editing our Stay Sparked from yesterday that we recorded. It should be live later today. I'm grateful for Stay Sparked and Betsy and Yanis and, our, uh, continued inspiration of one another. Yesterday was a great example of that. I can't wait to share the recording. We talked about intentions and visioning, and it was great because I went into the recording thinking that, we're talking about intentions and manifesting and, like, that's I'm gonna be the skeptic here, and the more we talked, I'm like, "Wait a minute. This practice every day of love morning is an intentioning practice. This every day we set an intention for the day." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, so my entire life practice, spiritual practice is about intentioning, about." And the way that I think about it is when you have an you set an intention, and for us, and here in being love that, it's like, who do I wanna be? I wanna be someone who is kind and connecting and grateful and compassionate, and when you set that intention, then you've already, like, primed your pump. You've set the sail so that when opportunity comes, when you have choices, you choose in the direction of your intention. So that is free from any woo-woo, the secret stuff that might be, repelling, and I'm not saying that that is I'm not trying to, start that conversation or argument. I'm just saying that I know that there are some people that is repelling, and there are times when my skeptic kicks in, but let's take all that out and say that setting an intention allows you to preemptively decide how you can respond to things so that you don't react in ways that are out of alignment with who you want to be. If you react without having an intention, you can do so being in a pattern of an old trauma or old preference that doesn't really resonate with your truth. And so the intentioning can allow you to respond in the way that you want instead of react in the way that you are kind of, forced or, uh, patterned into. Welcome. Welcome to Love Morning. Uh, Sam is asking, "Will there be rings for this fellowship?" Perhaps. I do, I see that fellowship, that is the negative of that word, is that it does invite Middle Earth thoughts. But I also, like, there's like congregation and community are words that I think sometimes feel fitting, but fellowship has a community, a spiritual community feel to it, or connecting and learning and growing and supporting one another. Whether you are fighting a Middle Earth demon or fighting doubt, shame, and judgment. In both cases, fellowship seems to be the right tool. Good morning, Chris. Chris says refreshments and fellowship is a great way to attract a crowd. I think that's my new band name, Fellowships and Refreshment. Good morning, Daniel and Brenda. Hello. Natasha says, "Good morning from the drizzly Pacific Northwest. Today, I am super grateful to be in the next phase of relationship, the exciting house hunting phase." Ooh, well, that is exciting. That is that is uh, an future for Lisa and I, we hope and plan, because she moved into my place. This was, my condo that she has moved into and helped to make ours, but that is a different experience than creating a home together, and I look forward to that opportunity. And since houses are so cheap, maybe we'll buy 3 or 4 of them. Luckily, I mean, so I had the people that I invited over last night, um, they have a beautiful home, and I've been there many times. This is the first time coming to my place, and this is my first ownership, and honestly, I was tripping a bit. I was feeling a little insecure and feeling like this is my little humble home, um, which is cozy, and it's filled with plants, and it feels good in here, but, it's so easy for the mind to slip into comparison. I've got cracked tiles, I've got outdated this and cracked that and popcorn ceilings, and it's small and and cramped neighbors, and you can hear the sounds of plumbing in the walls, and it's wild what the mind could do. I almost, like, apologize in advance so that they would be prepared for how modest my home is. Luckily, Lisa calmed me down, and my friends were very appreciative and complimentary of this space. What are you grateful for today? Who's got some gratitude to share? We talked last night about, how no, we talked during Stay Sparked yesterday. Betsy was saying that she is in a group that does group gratitude sharing and how powerful it is. And I was like, "Yes, I know, right?" Carolyn is grateful for hormone replacement therapy appointment. I am so excited, ready to feel 22 again. That is, happy for you. I certainly know many women who are in that chapter, and it, it's an adventure. So bravo. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Michelle. Brandy is grateful for the sunshine in Connecticut today. Brandy is grateful for getting into A Course in Miracles. Katie says hello from non-drizzly Malta. Oh, I forgot I can do this. I can go. Um, Sam is in charge of refreshments. He is gonna be bringing onion rings, which I say onion rings are acceptable. Funyuns, no. We would do not accept Funyuns. Hey, good morning, Brent. Brent says we have a small This Way to Fellowship Hall from a Baptist church that's part of room decorating when we travel. Oh, that's great. This Way to Fellowship Hall. Room decorating when we travel. I have a feeling that that's even funnier than I first thought. Good morning, Izzy. Oh, man, my arm and back is not doing well. I'm gonna move my coffee cup to my left hand. That's not good when picking up a coffee cup, it's painful. Earbot says, "Did the roof get fixed?" Next question. Grateful for all things, fellowship rings coming outs and diving in, says Chris. Good morning, Abigail. Good morning, Zoe. I don't mean to be judgmental, but Funyuns is gonna invite my wrath and judgment. Good morning, Amy. Amy is grateful the snow finally, snow loads coming onto the mountains in the Pacific Northwest and my little local mountain town or local yay, I know that there's been a drought of snow. My brother went skiing in where'd he go? On blank. Idaho, I think, and he said, yeah, the only snow they had was the man-made snow. Izzy is grateful for swimming and going to the steam sauna this morning. Ooh, I could use some heat. Uh, who else has some gratitude to share? I am grateful that I have a therapy session today, and get this, so I the therapist that I worked with a bunch last year in digging into my early trauma, who is just such a ally for me. She's a somatic therapist and does body work, but we only once did I get a table for body work, and it was just mostly just, like, calming my system down. I found out last night that she specializes in pain treatment and back treatment, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I have an appointment today for therapy, and what I really need is body therapy." So it's, like, kinda like I'm like, "Ooh, that's kinda feeling cosmically held today." So I'm grateful that I have an appointment with my therapist today, and I'm grateful that my friend Darren, artist friend, is coming over to repair a painting that I damaged when throwing a water bottle at many years ago. And he's also gonna come over and help me carry some bags of donated clothes into my car because I am too fragile and weak to put donated clothing into my own car, but I'm grateful that I have friends to help. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, German girl in Silicon Valley. Randy is grateful for the way gratitude permeates everything. Zoe is grateful to be seeing her bestie today for some quality girly time. I am grateful, so grateful for my partner, Lisa, and we we had friends over for dinner, and I was so unable to help. While she made dinner, I laid on the tile floor and iced my neck, and I had to really let go of the guilt of that and trust that we are a partnership, and she would not be any happier if I pushed my body, and made myself in more pain. But that is such a big edge for me, so difficult to not take on the burden myself. And not only that, Lisa has body pain, and so, like, it was tough, at the end of dinner and all these dishes, and I have real trouble, like, even helping with dishes, doing anything, picking up my cup. So, I'm so grateful for Lisa, and I'm grateful that we have a communication level where we can notice the feelings around this stuff and communicate with each other so that it doesn't become resentment, doesn't build into, uh, anything bigger. Amy is suggesting turmeric. Alright. It's wonderful the number of people like you, Amy, that have given me some suggestions for pain reduction and, pain management and for different types of therapies and chiropractors and such. It's it's so awesome. I hope people are not offended that I just don't have the means to try everything, but I love having the resources available so that, as like now I hear about turmeric and and c curcumin, so then I can, if it comes up again, like, uh, Epsom salt bath came up 3 times in the last 24 hours, so, okay, I got Epsom bath on the plan for today. Um, mm, mm, mm. Gerbot is also grateful for having access to a therapist. Graham, hello, Graham is sending hugs from Ireland. Beautiful. Good to see you, Graham. Uh, if you see me saying hello to somebody that you do not see, I am f- responding to comments on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram right now. There's a possibility that you're also watching this on X, formerly Twitter. I'm just kind of spraying love ambassador vibes into the digital world and inviting everyone who would like to join us in this moment, knowing that it's a place of intention, speaking of intention, and we can all be strengthened knowing that there are other people out there sharing gratitude and gratitude. Welcome, Mitch. Welcome, Purple Spark. Some places it shows me who people who are joining. Some people it only says tells me if you leave a comment. Daniel is grateful for love ambassadors. Me too. Love ambassadors and fellowship. The Fellowship of Love Ambassadors. Maybe that will be the name of the next gathering. I don't think summit was a good idea for the name of this event because people use summit to describe like kind of people you get invited to like a free summit and it's like a marketing thing that people do, which there's nothing wrong with them, but I think that there's a what I wanted summit to be was an invitation rather than a class where you sit in a seat and are being taught that it is a summit where people like us come together to be in fellowship and to share our experiences and our struggles, and in doing so, increase the wisdom and strength of one another. Steve also saying turmeric and curcumin are good for anti-inflammatories. All right, so we've got 2 votes. I'm not saying it's not a democracy, but I do appreciate, when multiple people are saying I've had luck with this, especially when people say I have personal experience and personal in fact, that's, I think, the best thing to say is, "I've had luck with blank, with my blank." Other thing because sometimes people they will hear back pain, and they will say, "Oh, I have this problem, it was helped by blank," but, like, my situation is a vertebrae neck issue because of bulging disc and whatever there's another word for this the bones coming together. So, um, but inflammation makes it worse. So, inflammation is something that I need help with, but, like, muscle pain is not I thought that that was the challenge, but that isn't that and I do the muscles can get tighter around that area, but it's, uh I hope that didn't come out the wrong way. We tend to hear our own experiences in others, and sometimes it totally relates, and sometimes it's not exactly, uh, the same realm, which doesn't mean that the advice isn't still good. Um, Brandy says, "Yeah, I see Summit as an overbooked bunch of videos, all promoting the purchase of the whole thing." See, there you go. Where were you before? Where were you with your criticisms before I started selling tickets? Oh, a lot of turmeric users here. All right. Daniel says that cold water immersion is like cold, like super cold. Like how cold do you go for yours? Right on. Amy says that the 30 years of damaged nerves, still skiing at 60 years is where her experience is coming from. Awesome. Although there's also a part of me that hear people say, like, I don't want this to be my reality for 30 years. I want to heal from this. And the idea in fact, I got really in a dark place when people were sharing their experiences of how they learned to manage with their lifelong pain. Luckily, the pain I'm having now is at a threshold that I can function. Not I mean, not Well, I mean, I can barely pick up a coffee cup, but at least I can have a conversation. So, um, but it uh, as I learned from many people, the the mind trip is one of is really a part of this, is don't fall into the future tripping, the, "Oh my god, what if?" and just trying to get through the day. Good morning, Hope. You jumped in Lake Tahoe yesterday at 40 degrees? Holy moly. Was that bravo. I have been having help with ice, so maybe and I have never been one to be a cold plunger, so maybe it's time for me to get on the boat. Alright, we're gonna do a hug in a moment or 2, but if there's any other gratitude that you'd like to share or love to hear it. Tasha is sharing that yes to ice baths, and sometimes the modalities don't help because it's always for inflammation for her. Daniel, grateful for all the healers and modalities that have helped me through painful injuries. Was that yesterday that we were talking about how just like an athlete is still an athlete when they're healing, uh, a love ambassador is still a love ambassador when they're practicing self-care? I should and didn't I think I even told myself I should make a video about that. Uh, so he's grateful for her partner, for how he stepped up. I have only met him briefly, but I can sense that good man vibe from him. Ooh, okay, I'm starting to really start to sting in my underarm here. Not sting, but a sharp pain. So maybe I will get on the ground for a little bit, take a break from being upright. So wherever you are in this moment, give yourself a squeeze, hug yourself as best you can. Know that we are connected. We are sharing this experience of fellowship, of community, of connection, of recognition that multiple gratitudes can be amplified when we share them. The struggles reduced, the celebrations amplified, and that we're all doing the best we can with what we got. So let's reduce our judgment, increase our compassion, and set an intention for who we want to be today. Love ambassador. So take a deep breath in and let's squeeze one another. On behalf of Grandpa Kate and you beautiful people, thank you for being here for our love morning, our hug nation. Have an incredible day. Happy Friday. If I miss you tomorrow, happy first Saturday. If you're in San Diego, come join me. And if you're in San Diego, come join us January 15th for the Pink Heart fundraiser/party at Spin, or all day and the next day for the uh, Love Ambassador Summit, which is not a collection of videos as Brandy suspected. Thanks for being here. Have an incredible day. Love you. Let's all go ice ourselves and smear our faces with turmeric.